Hello, hello, everyone. Mary Gooden here, CEO of My Brilliant Life. Truth be told, I like to play as a speaker, as a publisher. Brilliant Life. Truth be told, I like to play as a speaker, as a publisher. Oh, there we go. We like to hear things twice, apparently, like the double rainbows I have on my feed from last night. So welcome. I'm here with Nicolette. I'm so glad to be here with Nicolette. She is really buzzing with brilliance. If you are not friends with her on Facebook, go check her out. But I have been witnessing, Nicolette and I have been playing together for the last 2.5 years, really in publishing and stepping into deeper layers of entrepreneurship together. And I have really never had more fun. In fact, I visited her in August in Grand Junction. We went to Glenwood Springs. She visited me in Sedona, not but a couple of weeks later. And here we are now live with you guys. So Nicolette, welcome. Thanks for being live with me today. Share with the audience who you are and how you're moving through this magnificent life.
Thank you so much for having me, Mary, and just joining in this entrepreneurship journey and supporting as soul friends and just all the wonderful things. I'm so grateful to be here. So my name is Nicolette Halliday, and I am the CEO of Inspired Hearts Publishing. I'm the host of the Radiant Reach podcast. And I'm on a mission to empower entrepreneurs, spiritual mentors, coaches to embody their message and share more of themselves through publishing and podcast media to really give people an opportunity to get over themselves so that they can be more of themselves and share more of themselves. And I know that because I had to move through it. And I know Mary probably had to move through some of that too, so she can absolutely relate. I think, Mary, what I am so excited about connecting with you and sharing is how easy this can be, how entrepreneurship doesn't have to feel like work, that it can really, when you're in flow and connection and connected to the right people who are excited to help you share your message and offerings, then things get to be much more fun.
They so much do, Nicolette. You're so right. We just got off a call that we're buzzing from, but we realize it. It's all about collaboration. It's all about connecting deeply with one another. And really the collaboration piece comes second to that, because what we find is that the first phase of that whole piece is getting in a room together is how we can deeply connect to one another's passion and purpose and hearts and what they're energetically offering to the world. And then it just becomes easy. Like, hey, let's go live. Let's talk about what you're doing. Let's talk about who you're being. And you had a post this morning that was really just showing all of your beauty. And I just love to witness it, to see it, to be around it, physical, virtually. So
We've been there and we've gotten to experience it. And I think here's the other thing is like, yes, collaboration, and it's such a buzzword, but once you connect with someone in person, which we're going to talk about how you can do that with Mary and I in Sedona coming up soon, is once you do that, you get just a piece of their essence. And that's what we got to do after playing for 2 weekends straight. We're just like, oh my gosh, yes, I know you and I love you and I want to share more of you and help you however you can. So then what happened? I joined Mary's mastermind. I'm connecting with all of her brilliance, because let me tell you something. There's something about Mary, if you don't know.
Oh, you're so sweet, Nicolette. And I wake up to that every morning. Like there is something about Mary, and I'm not claiming that as me as this vessel. Like it's limitless. It really is limitless what we get to create together. I think there's limits to what we can create by ourselves. Did I say that out loud? I must have. And as we learned on our last call, I believe everything I say. It's limitless what we can experience, and the flow of all things. So abundance is like all things. It's more of all things. And that whole idea, the flow of abundance, because that too is such a big word. it's so available in collaboration and connection, and it's so much more available and easy, like you said, and it flows. And so I love that we get to trade in essence with one another. And it is powerful and it is impactful. And when we're sharing essence, imagine just how big of an impact we get to keep creating. And so it was a no-brainer for me when Nicolette and I got on a call a couple of weeks ago. Like, she's got this fantastic new book that she is seeking contributors for. And I know whoever is listening live, whoever's on the replay, I know that you know somebody that has a ritual, that has a daily routine, that has mastered something in their life that they've connected to consistently, that they can't help but share with the world, or just with their friends. And now, Nicolette, tell us about this new book that you've put together, because it's amazing. The whole thought of having this in my hand already is like, wow.
It just feels so delicious and good. And so, absolutely. So the book is Sacred Self, Everyday Rituals for the Modern Woman. And this book is an offering to, we're a lot of us are connected with other spiritual entrepreneurs, healers, visionaries. So when we get together, we all know this is work we've done, we've moved through. But when you go out to the regular everyday world where people are still really plugged in to the matrix, to 9 to 5, they are spiritually curious. They've maybe climbed the career ladder, found their life partner, had kids, bought the house, and now they're like, what's now? What now? And this is the first step for them in starting to connect deeper to themselves, to themselves and to the world in a new way. So it's Sacred Self, Everyday Rituals for the Modern Woman. And I'm looking for people who have some magic to share in this book, practices that have had a major impact on them, that have, transformed pieces of their day, and that turned into their week and month and year. And they need to share it in this book, because this book is really an offering to the collective, to those people who haven't started down this path yet, but are really hungry for the wisdom that will be shared here.
So much. Yeah. So much. And that's what we get to do. We've both learned this through publishing, first being on the other end of sharing story, that the more that we share with one another, the more people can be activated to not maybe necessarily doing it exactly the same way, but finding and formulating their own way with the nuggets of wisdom that come through these stories, through these rituals for modern day women, because gone are the days that we have to stay in this heavy vibration of doing. We actually get to step into a place of being, and it's nice to read different ways that women are pursuing this and forging their own path through these rituals that they have created, or learn some from someone else and mastered for themselves, or because that's what I did with Reiki. I learned Reiki through my mentor, and then I mastered my own daily connection practices. I've mastered my own 3 non-negotiables, the 3 parts of my day that are non-negotiable. So bits and pieces like that are worth, they're what do they used to say? They don't have a price tag, really. What is it? Priceless.
Yes, it's priceless. And so, imagine having this book in your hands of all this wisdom that have been shared from, women across the planet, in how they have come back home to themselves. How have they taken sacred care of themselves? How have they connected deeper to spirit? How have they done something with their mindset that opened up the world to them? How have they nurtured their bodies? And having this book of rituals, and then the practitioners to connect to through this book, is really just a gateway for so many people. And I see it, and I have been really connected to this idea. This book came to me 8 months ago, and I've been talking about it, and it's been this like little baby right here in my heart that I'm like rocking, and knowing that it's going to have such an impact. So now I'm really ready and prepared to gracefully bring the contributors through. And I have this amazing 8-week container. We are going to guide you step by step from writing your ritual to sharing your expertise and story around that impact it's had for you or someone you've worked with, all the way to publishing and sharing more of yourself, accountability and your visibility, all of these baked into this one container. Not to mention the network and collaboration with all these incredible contributors. It's going to be quite dynamic.
And truthfully, that's where the gold is.
Yeah, it's always the favorite part. It's always the favorite part, right? And I know, Mary, you know that from being a publisher and putting together your own books, that people say time and time again, that's their favorite part, is the connection with the contributors. And it's really modeling what this kind of collaboration can look like, because what ends up happening is partnerships, friendships, all kinds of different opportunities to connect, clients connecting with new clients, just everything you can imagine. And so, yeah, so I'm just so incredibly excited about the wisdom that's going to be shared through this book. And because I'm so excited, I just opened enrollment for this book this week to the public, and I'm offering a really incredible discount. So I'd love to extend that to anyone who's watching this video. Make sure we're going to put the link somewhere in the comments or in the description. And if you do decide to join, make sure to put Mary's name down so that we know exactly where you came through, so that we can thank her.
I love that. And it's in the show notes up there with the code MAGIC to save yourself some cash and experiencing this. It's worth every penny and then some. I think that what you're doing with this, Nicolette, is really to make a really brilliant impact with this book. And so she's made it easy to get in. And I know that you are holding all the deliciousness of space for this container for these people to, like you said, increase the visibility, to take that credibility, to align with ideal clients, to what I like to call prospering on purpose. Because when we get in the zone of our genius, or in the bounty of our own frequency, by sharing our pureness and our rituals, by sharing our own medicine and methodology with people, it automatically aligns us with the other two things, which is the clients and the prosperity. It really does. I have witnessed this in my own life over the last 3 years. I like to call it that the universe gives back, but in whatever way, all the right opportunities show up for you once you've published your story.
Absolutely. It is a door. It is a gateway. It's a portal. You are going to walk through a portal if you're open to it. It can be every single thing that you could ever imagine it to be. And if you've already contributed to a book, this is an awesome book for you to come to, because it's a little different than a lot of different kinds of books that are out there. We're doing the ritual, and it's going to be I really envision this book as being a book that people want to continue to come back to, want to, give to friends and colleagues, and really share in this magic. So it's an incredible deal too. I mean, we're offering it at $750 with the discount, $250 discount. It's bringing the price down to $500. Literally, how does it get any better than that? And so I am just like, I want to keep it easy. Let's keep it easy. I want to bring in as many people to share their magic in this book. And I'm really just the conduit to help facilitate that.
Beautiful. How many words is it, did you say?
Yeah, so the ritual is it's 2,000 words total. So the ritual is 1,000 words, and then the story or reflection. And we're gonna guide you through the whole thing. It's gonna be so easy. We're not even gonna start writing till January. We're not gonna busy you this time of year. It's an 8-week container, and it's just I have put so much care and attention into how I'm gonna be facilitating this container, and I'm just excited to share it.
I'm excited to see it come to life too. And after your 8 weeks of playing with Nicolette, then you can come to Sedona with us.
That's right. Yes, you're gonna be you're gonna just have to. And I think here's the deal. There is something, and I know Mary, you can contest to this because this is something you really embody, is in person, meeting people in person.
I don't even have words.
Especially after you have a connection with someone. I mean, Mary and I had been connected, and we actually did get to meet at the beginning, kind of briefly when I went to Sedona the first time. And then this, last summer, we got all this opportunity to like deepen our connection. And literally, this is what we did, you guys. Mary came to Colorado, and so we played, and guess what? It was one of the most productive, as far as ideas and energy and inspiration, like overflowing and ready to be like just passed out and like seated. And then I went to Sedona, and it was the same exact thing. We played, we explored, we connected. I had an incredible thing happen in the birthing cave, which I'm actually going to be talking about in the next book that I'm putting together, the next book that's coming out from Inspired Hearts Publishing, Awakening the Power Within, inspiring stories of transformation and triumph. So anyways, but it's just an opportunity. And so I was thinking about this today. Literally, we got together, we played, we connected, we laughed, we visited about all the things. And by the end of that, I felt like I was so ready to pretty much take on like just this next evolution. And that's exactly what I've done. And that is what I envision for this retreat. It is easy. It's not hard.
Yeah, you don't have to know a lot of things. Trust that you'll be taken care of. And the same goes with the book pieces, and all of it with Nicolette, with myself, but you just trust. And if we don't put a lot of expectations in things, we find ourselves just like that. Are overflowing with ideas, with clarity. We're overflowing with deep connection. We begin to overflow with clients because we came, we played, we explored, we encouraged one another's spontaneous, synchronistic ideas. And that's what it's all about. And when you put that in the potency and the energy of Sedona, again, priceless, limitless, all those words, that is my life. And that is the lives of others that I witness who have put their feet on the land. They just explode into, and it's fun. It's not an explosion of more things to do. It's an explosion of more ideas of who we get to be. So it's like,
I mean, it's so nurturing in every sense of the word, in our bodies, in our spirits, in our minds, in our hearts. It's nurturing. And whatever that means for you, that might mean a deep level of relaxation and clearing. It might mean a birth of a bunch of new ideas. It might mean just really being connected to the earth or each other. And I promise you, Sedona will show up the way you need her to, because that's what she does.
Exactly what she
Mary and I just sit back and say like, hey, Sedona, you do your magic. So I'm so excited about that.
There'll be plenty of nourishing food, accommodations, all the beautiful, delicious ways that make it easy for you to sit back, relax, and receive. So if that sounds like fun, we're going March, the first weekend of March. I'll pull up the dates just so everybody's clear, because pencil this in your calendar, everybody that's listening. Is it right? March 1st through 4th? March 1.
Yeah, I get to celebrate my birthday during that time too. So it's so exciting.
So we're going to get so much fun. So if you want to join this new beautiful book that's really going to create some massive impact, the action on that starts in the new year. So you don't have to get yourself a spot. Start to relax and receive. I'm sure there's some nourishing things coming between now and then, and not anything you have to worry about. We're really putting pen to paper until the first part of the year, which Nicolette's going to have everything covered for that in a calendar, I'm sure. And if you want to top it off with a retreat in Sedona to meet Nicolette and meet me, that would be amazing. What a package that would be.
That sounds so delicious. And I have to say, so when Mary was here in Colorado, I was telling her I have this camper tent on my car, and I was kind of like, well, I've had it, but I haven't used it. And she said, I think you just need to pull it out and set it up and kind of feel into it. Like, that's the next step. And so I did that. Next thing you know, I was getting on the phone with her. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm coming to Sedona. So see how that worked out. So I want to encourage you to just take that first step. Whatever that might be. It might be clicking on the link and checking out the details on either the book or the retreat or both. It might be connecting with me on Facebook, sending me a message and asking some questions. It might mean reaching out to Mary and say, me, is this a good right fit for me? It might mean telling a friend about this, and just whatever that first step is, because that's kind of how these things work. We take that first step, and the next step is given, and then just follow that guidance. So that's what I want to encourage you to do today. And I'm offering this really generous incentive for you for the decisive decision makers, which I love you. It took me a lifetime to get here, and now I'm like, oh, I love you people. You're my people. So we're offering this really generous incentive. And if you know someone, we're putting together a pretty generous referral partnership. So whether you want to connect with me and say, hey, I have an audience that I think would love this, or, and do something like what Mary's doing with me, or if you're just like, I know this one person who has this magic and it needs to be in that book, connect us and I'll make sure to thank you with a referral fee.
That's wonderful, Nicolette. Thank you so much for making this easy. So the link to the book is up above our live video in the show notes, and we'll pop the link to Sedona in the comments. And like Nicolette said, just take the first step. Maybe it's just clicking the link and reading it. Maybe it's just inviting a friend to take a look at it. Maybe it is saying, maybe it's not for me, but I know a dozen people on my page that might be interested. So maybe it's reaching out to Nicolette and saying, hey, let's go live. She does have a beautiful referral incentive put together for this project and her other projects. So don't hesitate to just take one step forward today, whatever that is. You're always welcome. My inbox is always open. I'm going to be popping off for a solo retreat over the next 5 days. But I'll be peeking in. But do this for yourself.
Connect to me if you're curious. Connect to me, and I'll let you know. We can visit and see if it's if one of these or both of these, which would be quite a dynamic opportunity is the right fit. And I promise, I just gonna give you the details and let you make that decision for yourself. I think when we take that first inspired action and we just move that one step, it's literally magic what happens. And that's why I created the discount code MAGIC, because that's what happens. It's magic. Magic will happen in your life when you take inspired action. And so I just want to encourage you to take that first step. If you're a little curious, or you're just anything about this conversation has piqued your interest, take that next step.
Thank you, Nicolette. Thank you all for listening. Have a magnificent week. Enjoy the 1010 portal. All I know is start asking for what you want. They're more important than your needs. Be in your place of overflow and take action from there. I love you all. Thanks, Nicolette, so much. Bye for now, everyone.
Beautiful.